High energy in here, isn't it, this morning? This is so exciting. So exciting. If you're new with us this morning, welcome, welcome. And our greeters out in the foyer can help you with a friendship packet that has all the information you'd ever want to know about what we teach here and what we do here and the many, many activities we have. My name is Reverend Dr. Mary Mitchell, and I'm one of the ministers here. And this is a very sacred place to me, especially when I found it. You know, you find it when you really need it, and you go, this place has something special. And so I want to share our vision to inspire and empower people to live spiritually fulfilling lives. And that's what we do with all our classes, inspire you to move further into your relationship with Spirit. I'd like to thank the other members of the team here this morning, our ushers and greeters, the kitchen cookies in the kitchen making good food. And we have our musicians this morning. Glad you're here. And it really pulls us all together when we take time, 20 minutes before you come, and get in a circle and pray together, that we're all here for the greater good of not only our soul, but your enjoyment this morning. Right now, we'd like to wave at the people around the world that are watching this morning. All of Lisa's friends are watching, and also say hi to your neighbors. Yeah. It's always fun to find out how many people watch. It's really, really awesome. And they're from all over the world. It's just incredible, just incredible. If you have a cell phone, if you turn it on airplane mode, we'd appreciate that too. And we have an opening song, Judy Preble and Michael Wopat. And after that, we'll have Lori Barnes doing our focus announcements and a reading before we do a prayer and move forward. So take it away.
We're going to do a Karen Drucker song called I Send My Love. And it repeats with different words. We'll do a couple of verses that say I send my love. And it goes, I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. Do that a couple of times, then we'll send joy, and then power, and then peace, and back to love, and then we'll turn it over. So, Judy, go ahead. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. Sing along if you wish. I send my love over the heavens, yes, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. Joy. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. Power. I send my power over the mountains. I send my power over the sea. I send my power into the heavens, and it returns to me. Peace. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. And love again. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. And it returns to me.
Before I get to the announcements, do we have any July birthday babies here? Please to stand. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lord. Happy birthday to you. All righty, let's see here. Reverend Mary has a writing class. It's beginning this week on Thursday, July 9th, from 1 to 3 o'clock in the social hall. And she's going to take you on a journey exploring the publications of Anne Lamott. And you can sign up in the foyer. Landscape Seva is this Saturday from 9 to 12 noon. So you can, if you enjoy gardening, feel free to come and join us. It's led by Diana and Charlie. Saturday is the Beating Therapy Social Session with Christy Carr from 1 to 4 p.m. in the social hall. And this is an opportunity to socialize, make your own beaded masterpieces, and have lots of laughter. Sunday, July 12th, after the service, will be an expressive art workshop with Bobby Copeland from 12:30 to 2:30, and the fee does include the materials. And again, you can sign up in the foyer. On Monday, July 13th, the book club will be back. They're going to be using The Soul of an Octopus book. The book is on order. It was supposed to be delivered last week. It didn't show up. Right now, my tracking says it's going to be delivered tomorrow. So the men's group will be meeting on Monday, July 13th from 7 to 9 p.m. here in the sanctuary. Silka Richmond is offering a 5-week Hatha yoga class beginning on Wednesday, July 15th. If you want to attend, you need to register by July 10th. And again, all of the sign-up sheets and registration forms are in the foyer. Reverend Lisa is starting a Science of Mind magazine study group beginning on Tuesday, July 14th from 11 to 12:30 in the social hall. Magazines will be available for purchase in the bookstore. They are on order. They have not shown up yet. Reverend Lisa, I'm so sorry. Please, why don't you come up and talk about these two things?
It's okay. Gotta adjust this microphone. Good morning. Good to see everyone here. Yes, I'm going to be also offering a called Dance into Divinity class on Thursday evenings, just for 4 weeks. I think anybody can handle 4 weeks. And you can sit in a chair, you can get up and dance as much as you want. It's kind of set for all different levels. And I just invite you to come to use movement as a form of spiritual practice. I think it's very important. And it also with inspirational songs. I mean, there's like, I'll be using some Karen Drucker, I'll have some Celtic music, I'll have things that you'll just want to dance to. So please sign up. There's a sheet out there, and I look forward to seeing you. That's on the 16th. And then the Science Mind magazine class, old copy. I grew up on this, and I've made it part of my spiritual practice. So even if you can't come to the classes on Tuesday, get one of these for your bedstand, and your bedstand will become more enlightened. Thank you.
And our last announcement is we are looking for a children's church director as well as a children's church nursery attendant or teacher support, both of which are paid positions. If you are interested or if you know anyone who's interested, please have them contact Jen in the office. So today's reading, chosen by Reverend Lisa, is in honor of the Dalai Lama's birthday, which is tomorrow. And these quotes are by His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. My religion is very simple. My religion is kindness. We have a universal responsibility to change the course of history, to guide it in a more positive direction, a universal order that works for the welfare of the whole of humankind and all sentient beings. Such a civilization with a heart, a planetary society animated by the deepest values of the human family, selfless love, compassion, kindness, non-harming, sharing, and the elimination of poverty, homelessness, disease, hunger, domestic violence, and weapons of mass destruction can become an actuality even in our lifetimes if we are willing to work for it. We have this responsibility both individually and collectively, and this responsibility extends to the whole earth itself. If we can envision it, then we have an alternative. Buddhism is more than a religion. It is a science of the mind. One thing is for certain, given human beings' love of truth, justice, peace, and freedom, creating a more compassionate world is a genuine possibility.
There is only one power, one presence in the universe that has created all people, all places, all things out of pure energy and love. And that energy just fills this sanctuary this morning with love. As we welcome our new minister into our family, as we open ourselves up to listen and learn, because we know, life is perfectly imperfect. If we were so perfect, we wouldn't have to come here. But we're here because we continue to want to learn and learn about our soul's journey, about God's love for us, about how to pray really well, about how to live a more fulfilling life on this thing we call the spiritual path. So this is a really celebratory moment, this beautiful Sunday. I release these words knowing they're the truth about each one of us. And I'm so grateful that we're all here together for this special day. Thank you, God, for preparing the path for Lisa, preparing the path for each one of us so that we can be here together in the spirit of love. And so it is. Gosh, it's my pleasure to introduce our new minister. I'm so excited, and I know you are too. Welcome, Reverend Lisa.
Oh. Thank you very much. I have to adjust this. Can you hear me okay? I'm used to being a roamer too, so now I have to stay because of the microphone right here. So if I start wandering off, Lindy, you know where to tell me to go. I am so happy to see everybody here this morning, especially after the late night gatherings you might have had last night, or maybe you were one of those people who just was burying your head under the blankets to try and block out the sound. A few illegal fireworks were definitely going on in my neighborhood. Anyway, the title of my talk was inspired today by being chosen as your new spiritual director, because I know that I'm not Reverend Sue. She's still going to be around. I'm not here to replace her, but I'm here to step out onto the platform that she's created and then build a bridge where we can all go together into the future. Also, when I applied for this position, the ad said, minister must be at least this tall. I think Reverend Sue had something to do with that one. Anyway, I'm on this ride with you all, and I checked that box off, so here I am. I am grateful to be given this opportunity, and I promise you that I'll do my best to show up and provide the leadership that's being called for. I will not, however, be able to be perfect all the time for everyone. Some of you have already experienced this. Don't raise your hands. You know who you are. I ask you now to give me allowances as we grow and evolve together in our humanness. We're all in these skin suits together. And allow me those times when I might not live up to your expectations. I will give this calling, this position, my very best effort, so that we can all unfold as a center with many perfect manifestations. As we begin this journey together, I want you to begin by thinking of an experience or a circumstance in your life that you might be seen as imperfect. Got it? Maybe don't list a whole bunch of them, just one will do. And I invite you to see it a little differently and know that it might just serve a purpose. That's the paradox we're exploring today. Perfectly imperfect. In the teachings of Earnest Holmes, we're reminded again and again that there is one life, one intelligence, one creative mind, and that is expressing in all of its creation. And that means something radical. It means that this same presence that creates galaxies, that orchestrates tides, and causes that little tiny seed to bloom into something magnificent, that presence is expressing as you. And that presence, by its very nature, is whole, perfect, and complete. So if that's true, where does the imperfection come from? Don't point to the person you're sitting with. Let's be honest about this human experience. Because while it's beautiful to say, I'm perfect, many of us, or most of us, don't walk around feeling that way. We feel uncertain. We compare ourselves to others. We replay mistakes and old stories over and over. We look at ourselves and think, I should be further along. I should be different. I should have done better. I should have listened to my mother. I threw that one in just in case my son should happen to watch this. all those shoulds become very heavy. So stop shoulding on yourselves. I said shoulding. A number of years ago, I was out weeding my front yard, and I had one of those big green canisters next to me, the big green waste bins. And as I was weeding and throwing the weeds into the dumpster, I was rehashing an argument that I had the previous day with a colleague. I was still trying to win it, even though she was nowhere around. And I kept saying, I should have said this. I could have really, told her a thing or two had I done this. I was having one of those righteous epiphanies. I don't even know if that exists, but just then, as I stepped toward the can to throw in this last big armful, my arm rested too much on the side of the can, causing it to fall over, and the lid tripped me, and it plunged me head first into the can. I quickly crawled out to, of course, look and make sure nobody had seen me, and I realized that my ego was more bruised than my two knees. I realized with this that my mind and thoughts were already in the trash, and so it was only natural that my body should follow. It was the perfect experience to play out my imperfect thinking. If we're not mindful, we get the results of what we focus on, not always what we want. Science of mind offers more clarity on this. There is a difference between spiritual truth and human experience. Spirit is perfect, but human life is a process. It's dynamic, it's evolving, it's unfolding into something more. And what we often label as imperfection is actually part of the unfolding. For example, how often do we put ourselves down for not living up to societal expectations of how we should look in our human form? Let's do a quick body scan for a moment. This is where I was going to step away from the mic, but I guess I can't. Anyway, I want you to look down at your feet. Just notice how you feel about them. Maybe you've been happy with them, maybe not, but they've served you most of your life. And think about all the places they've taken you with those bare feet walking along. Go ahead and just call out a couple things right now. How have you appreciated your feet over your life so far? Walking, dancing. How about walking barefoot on a sandy beach? To me, that's ultimate. What was that? That when they don't hurt? Or you appreciate that they don't hurt? Okay, how about your legs? They lift you up when you fall. They help you jump and dance and run. Maybe you've been told that they're too long or too short. But have you ever thought that maybe they're just perfect for your body? Now look at your lap. Think about all the plates of food that you've rested on it, or children that you've held upon it. And did you know that it's the only body part that disappears when you stand up? It's true. Now focus on your back. Might have a few more aches and pains than before, might not straighten out as quickly as it once did, but it's there to support you. And it's the whole reason behind the phrase, I've got your back. It's a very important body part. Now become aware of your chest with your heart and your lungs. These are two incredible organs because when you think about it, you don't have to think about it. If we had to remember to beat our heart and breathe our lungs, I guarantee you we wouldn't all be here right now. Now, look at your hands. Think of all the incredible things you've created with these. I cut my thumb 2 days ago, and I kind of lost use of my right hand, and I realized how much I appreciated my opposable thumb. You know, all the things we do with our hands? Once again, call out a few things. What have you created with your hands? Cooking, Painting, yes, I see people painting once a week, and it's so beautiful to go in and watch the beautiful patterns emerging from their hands. What's something else? Learning? Gardening, yes. We would not have food had it not been for these hands. What was that? Healing touch, yes. Our pets would be miserable if we didn't have hands. And now think about your arms, how they've helped you embrace your loved ones. I saw so many people pulling in for that wonderful embrace earlier, that gift that we're given. And now, of course, this thing on top of your neck. Your head, it translates your senses and allows you to interpret life in your own unique way. Think about that. No two people see the same experience in exactly the same way. Now, think about your entire body. And what if there was nothing wrong with you? Not someday. Not after you fix that, or heal that wound, or finally get it all together. What if right now, exactly as you are already whole? And what if the parts of you that you've been trying the hardest to fix or change are actually part of the wholeness? They've taught you things and given you perfect lessons. They've given you feedback. The body, through the passing of time, has given you acceptance and self-love. I don't know about anybody else, but my muscles went from here to down here over time. But once again, it's that acceptance, that reframing, that personal self-love. Think about how we grow. We don't grow in a straight line. We grow through contrast, through trying and missing the mark, and then trying again. We grow through leaning toward the light in the best way possible. We grow through moments that feel messy, uncertain, and unfinished. But we've been taught to interpret those moments as failure. What if they're not? What if they're feedback? Head first into a trash can kind of feedback. What if every so-called imperfection is life saying, here, grow here? There's a tendency in our culture to treat perfection as some final destination. Like one day we'll arrive fully polished, fully confident, and fully complete. Maybe on our deathbed, but not in general. But that's not how life works. Look at nature. No two trees grow the same way. Some twist, some lean, some bear scars from storms. And yet we don't look at the crooked tree and say, well, that one didn't get it right. We still appreciate its beauty, enhanced by the twists and turns, its rightness, its belonging to the earth. Why do we extend that same grace to nature, but not to ourselves? This is where we can get stuck, because we label parts of ourselves that we want to change as bad or wrong. And we either try to hide them or get rid of them. By doing this, we're focusing on bad and wrong. And once again, science of mind teaches us that what we focus on, we get more of. What if instead we start from the premise that we are already whole just as we are? What if instead of rejecting or hiding some of our parts, we honor them for how they've served us and kept us safe? Wholeness is not something you have to go get. It's something you have to rediscover yourself. We come into the world whole. Life and society throws labels at us to try and make sense of things. Do you ever feel like you've been overly labeled, either as too young, too old, too this or too that? These labels can often reshape what we believe about ourselves. Wholeness is actually remembering who you are, not so much in trying to figure out who you are. In the science of mind, we're reminded that we are always dealing with a creative law, one that responds to our thought. This means that the way we think about ourselves really matters. If I'm constantly telling myself I'm flawed, I'm not enough, I'm behind, I'm impressing that belief into the creative process of my life. But if I begin to shift that thought, even slightly, then everything begins to change. Not because I've suddenly become perfect, but because I've recognized that I never wasn't whole to begin with. It's like a slight alter in a rudder of a big ship. A little change can make a big difference. And a little sip of water can also make a big difference. Now, in this book, which I truly love, one person asked me, what did I travel with around the world? It was this thing called You by Earnest Holmes, one of my favorite books. And in it, he says on page 28, which I've printed out here because they shrunk the words in the last few years. When the first house was lighted with electricity, the darkness did not groan and say, "How long have I been in the dark? How ignorant have those who have permitted this darkness? What grievous mistakes have been made?" The darkness said nothing when the light spoke. And the light shone in that darkness, and the darkness was not. There were no devious paths other than the discovery of light. There was no judgment of darkness against the light. There was no action of darkness upon the light. The light merely exclaimed, "Behold, I come," and the darkness disappeared. So what if we reframed imperfection? Instead of seeing it as something to eliminate, we see it as something to understand. Instead of saying, "This part of me is wrong," ask, "What is this part trying to teach me?" The shift or bridge from judgment to curiosity can be transformative, because curiosity opens the door to growth, while judgment just closes it. Let's think of a few examples. Remember that one I told you to think of in your life where something didn't go as planned? Maybe a job didn't work out, a relationship ended, or a decision you made didn't go exactly as you thought it would. In the moment, it can feel like failure, like proof that something is wrong, like you're now a victim. But if you look back, how do those moments become turning points? Think about it. How often do they redirect you, reshape you, and even deepen you? What looked like an imperfection in the story becomes essential to the story. I've had moments like that in my own life, moments of deep despair and sadness. But with time, I began to see something else. Those moments didn't diminish me, they expanded me. They taught me I couldn't have learned things in any other way. They revealed strength that I didn't know I had. There's a saying, you have to know the difference between a lump in your oatmeal, a lump in your throat, and a lump in your breast. So 15 years ago, when I was told that I had breast cancer, I was shocked and devastated. It wasn't something I thought I had asked for. But it caused me to focus on a greater truth, a greater trust than I ever had before. This experience strengthened me, opened me, and changed me. I began to focus more on living than dying. And it caused me to see more of the divine wholeness permeating every area of my life. It was not imperfection. It was the perfection of my unfolding. Realizing wholeness doesn't mean we stop growing. It doesn't mean we ignore areas where we want to change. Science of mind is not about complacency. It's about conscious evolution. But there's a difference between growing from self-rejection and growing from self-awareness. One says, I need to fix myself. The other says, I'm evolving. And that difference changes everything. So how do we live this idea? How do we embody being perfectly imperfect? It starts with awareness, noticing the way we speak to ourselves, catching those inner narratives that say, I'm not enough. I should have done better. And I invite you to try this little practice. You say, snap out of it, because it kind of breaks that downward spiral. When you snap your fingers, and it's like it wakes up the neurons that say, wow, I can pick a better feeling thought. In that moment, I can choose something that will move me forward, not hold me back. So you just notice the thoughts, not fight them, not judge them. When I stopped judging myself for getting sick, I was open to the gifts that having an experience with cancer gave me. It caused me to refocus on what my priorities truly were and what dreams I wanted to still live out. In the book of the month, The Art of Uncertainty by Dennis Merritt Jones. Has anybody read this? Oh, it's wonderful. I love it because it helps recognize the truth in uncertain times, whether they're in the world, in our center. You got a new minister you might be uncertain about. He helps make sense of things. And on page 41, he says, the unfolding of life itself is a process, a sacred continuum, where every now moment seamlessly connects with the moment just before and just after it. In other words, both the past and the future connect in the present moment. And if you are interested in accessing them, they both have information for you regarding the change and uncertainty you may currently be facing. So basically, in the midst of going through what is, how difficult it may be right now, we can see the connection between our past and future experiences that bring us together in this present moment of now, which is where we have the power to change. We can also use our wonderful tool of affirmative prayer or spiritual mind treatment, not just as a way to fix ourselves, but as a way to remember the truth of who we really are. Something as simple as doing this. Now, please repeat after me. I am an expression of life. I am an expression of life. I am whole and complete in this moment. I am whole and complete in this moment. I am growing, evolving, and unfolding. I am growing, evolving, and unfolding. In perfect, dynamic ways. That kind of prayer doesn't deny growth. You don't have to repeat that line. It affirms wholeness within growth. And maybe most importantly, we practice compassion, real compassion, the kind we so easily give to others. In fact, I was down at the art walk the other night, my first art walk. It was so exciting. And I saw this little child, barely a year old, stumbling along the grass, and he kept on falling over. Nobody was making fun of him and say, you little idiot, get up. They were just smiling and supporting him and sending him love, and he kept falling and getting back up and falling and getting back up. So what if we practice that kind of compassion that says, you're human, you're learning, you're doing the best you can with what you know? What if you offered that to yourself? Not as an excuse, but as a foundation. Because growth rooted in compassion is sustainable. Growth rooted in shame is not. In fact, what I want you to do right now is with these arms you know are attached, take them and give yourself just a big compassionate hug. Pat yourself on the back and say, you're going to be okay. Didn't that feel good? So here's the deeper truth. Perfection is not the absence of imperfection. Perfection is the presence of wholeness. And wholeness includes everything, your strengths and your struggles, your clarity and your confusion, your successes and your missteps. All of it belongs. All of it is part of the expression of life as you. I want to show you now one of my most valuable possessions. I got to get by the mic. Oh, I can't walk away. Years ago, when I was about 9, my grandma Pearl, my dearly beloved grandma, started collecting little patches of velvet material that no longer served their original purpose. And she quilted 2 jackets for my sister and I. And they were wonderful because, unfortunately, she passed shortly after it was made. And the first time we were able to wear them was to her funeral. But they acted as warm, heartfelt embraces from Grandma. I realized then that when the perfect patches were sewn together to become these healing salves for us. So when we say perfectly imperfect, we're not settling. We're recognizing how some of the discarded, unwanted moments or the velvety pieces of life have come together to heal and make sense of confusing experiences. Recognizing that we are whole and still becoming, complete and still expanding. Exactly where we need to be and crossing the bridge as we grow more together. So there is one life, and that life is expressing as you. Then nothing outside of you is separate from that wholeness. So right here and right now, you are not behind. You are not broken. You are not unfinished in the way you might think you are. You are unfolding. And so as a teacher, I've been known to give homework, which is what I invite you to do this week. Instead of asking, what's wrong with me? I don't mean me up here, I mean you. Ask you. Ask, what is seeking to emerge from me? Instead of saying, I'm not enough, say, I'm becoming. I want you to see what is evolving through you over this next week, and then please come back and share it with me. Share how much you've learned. And maybe, just maybe, you begin to see yourself not as a problem to solve, but as a life to live. Let's take a deep breath together as we exhale now and go into our healing prayer. Just relax into this moment, knowing there is only one power, one intelligence, one loving life force. And this life operates uniquely in all of you. This life takes a new expression that unfolds in a way that is divine right action for your greater expression. So that over time you begin to see the perfect unfolding of every event, person, or place that you have encountered. And so now in this moment, I invite you to celebrate your perfection in all of its imperfect ways. I am so grateful for this congregation, for the possibilities, for the ways that we can grow together. I now release this treatment to divine mind, knowing these words are acted upon as I speak them. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
I think they liked it. We're going to do another Karen Drucker song, Breathe. And many of you know that chorus, and feel free to sing along when we get to it. So.
I breathe in,
I breathe out,
I take in,
I give out,
I let love,
I let go,
I release.
and know.
I forgive,
I receive,
I can feel,
I believe,
I am healed,
I am whole,
I release, I know. No need to push,
no need to try,
no need to worry,
or question why.
surrender,
Let go
release.
and know. Thank you.
If the ushers would come forward. And as they make their way up here, I want to share, we have a grief support group here, and we've been meeting for 1.5 years. 6 of us have lost our spouses, and that talk was perfect. Perfect. How are we alone? How can we grow into our own being and be happy? Thank you. Thank you. As we prepare to give our offering this morning, our hearts are filled with love and appreciation, since what is offered here is for our own spiritual well-being. We're filled with gratitude, knowing that life stays in balance, for it is true, as we would give, we receive. I give thanks for the blessed donations received in the offering this morning and during the week. I know each dollar supports this spiritual family in so many ways as we grow together, pray together, and give thanks for all that the center has been blessed with today and always. And so it is. Just another note, since Reverend Lisa's here. We wrote this a long time ago, and it says, for the donations received in the offering and this morning and during the week. This was during COVID. And I was in the office for 3 months, 4 hours a day, just answering phones, doing things. And I would hear, and there'd be a check taped to the door. It was so much fun. It was just a blast. So I'm so grateful during that time how many people came by during the week with another donation. All right, you're going to have a song again? All right. Okay.
Some of you are aware that we had a holiday recently. And Judy was so kind as to choose the songs for today. And so she has, in the honor of our, however you pronounce it, 250th thing, if you did that sesquip, etc. We're going to do America the Beautiful. The words will be projected up here. Please feel free to sing along. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years, the alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crowned thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Thank you. And now, let there be peace on earth.
One quick announcement. Remember, we've got the kitchen cookies. Is that what they're called? Yes, kitchen cookies. Imperfectly imperfect. So please join us there afterwards. I'd love to talk with each and every one of you, or if you want to run away, that's fine too. And also the grief support group will not be this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. And real quickly, I just want to shout out to my sweet sister who got the other quilted jacket, who said, to my perfectly imperfect sister, congratulations. I love you, Chris.
Cookies. Cookies. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our one source, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Be at this begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.